the scout team was able to try to put together an attack?
Our scouts did a great job. In fact, Norm came up to me yesterday and made that comment. He said, boy, those kids really did a great job all preparation. So we've seen it on tape. We've seen it on the field. On tape, we're seeing it at game speed. You know, on field, we can't. There's absolutely no way. You know, we could take our starting offense. It wouldn't be close. We just don't have that kind of personnel. We certainly don't have, you know, nobody can beat Nesbitt. We don't have a Nesbitt on our team. We don't have a Guara. We certainly don't have a Thomas. So, the guys up front do a great job with their execution. It's a totally different kind of attack than what we were used to. So, all that being said, we've looked at it, we've seen it, we've tried to simulate it, but it's not what we're going to see tomorrow night. And that's going to be an interesting transition for us. We'll see how we handle it. But again, the thing about them, they just put pressure on you at every position, every play, and then that's really the challenge. It really takes a great, not only deal with good fundamental play, but a lot of mental concentration and focus. It's how it should be. That's football. That's what the game's all about.
Now, Coach, last year the Big Ten won one bowl game. Now they're 3-3. This.
Bob, don't tell me that. Is this a tiebreaker?
Yeah, it's a tiebreaker.
Thanks for putting the pressure on us. I'll share that with the team. You know, this is. I'll tell them the commissioner called. We're not allowed.
Does he have your number?
I hope not. Yeah, the only thing I'll say on that, I said this back in August or whenever our media day was. I guess it was August in Chicago. You know, there's been a lot of Big Ten bashing going on. I think perception, you know, tends to get exaggerated a little bit. And again, I'll cite two examples last year in the bowl season. Texas Ohio State, that was a great football game. Either team could have won. Two very good teams. Same thing with Northwestern and Missouri. And you know, so I think, you know, people tend to generalize and you know, stretch things. Imagine that happening. And you know, so this year, you know, we've played a little bit better. It looks like so far. And the other thing I would point out, the other theory was, geez, you know, we have too long of a layoff between games. You know, November to January. You know, it didn't seem to affect Penn State or blanking out here. Penn State and Ohio State the other day. They both came out victorious. And you know, maybe if we played in December, maybe they would have won by 7 more points apiece. I don't know. You know, I'm not that smart, but I think a lot of this stuff just gets, you know, we all have a month to sit around waiting. Everybody's got to think of theories and all that jazz, but it gets down to two teams playing. Yeah, that's how I look at it.
2 seats in front of Bob now.
Doug Robertson, National Constitution. Knowing that Georgia Tech likes to go forward on the fourth and just about anything, how does that affect your game planning and play calling?
Well, the game plan, you know, it's very obvious when the ball's on our, you know, the wrong half of the field. You know, normally you run your punt return team out, where you go with punt safe and you know, pretty much with certainty, you know, this week is going to be a little different. You know, you just look at their 4th down attempts in the statistics column, and I think they're double plus what the opponents have run. So, you know, it just jumps right out at you. That's part of what they do. You know, that's how they're built. That's what they do. So we have to be prepared to play 4th down defense. And flipping it around, you know, they converted a lot of those 4th downs, just like they've made a lot of big plays. I think the first thing that jumped out to our offensive staff was the amount of plays, typical amount of plays the opponents have against Georgia Tech, and it's usually in the 50s. And that's a low number. So really what that tells you right off the bat is that you're better maximize every possession you get, because you may not get too many of them during the course of the game. The other thing that jumped out at us was, it seems like whenever an opponent scores, that, you know, next time the film comes on, there's a 6-8 minute gap, and Georgia Tech's have responded to that. You know, they've been very, very good at responding to opponent scores. So, you know, that's why they're the conference champs. They've done a great job all season long.
How about the back row to your left?
Coach, it wasn't too long ago that people were questioning whether Paul could take this offense to the highest level of college football and be successful. What do you think, not only the last 2 years at Tech, but the work he did at Navy says about the option, but also what kind of football coach he is?
Well, you know, I wasn't one of those people, and I don't pretend to know Paul well. But we were first on the field back in '87 together. I was an assistant at Iowa, and he just had gone to Hawaii. And I distinctly remember Bill Brazier, our defensive coordinator, and the rest of the staff, you know, talking about the challenge that was going to present. They did a lot of work on it. They were extremely concerned about it, and Hawaii beat us that day. Actually, I think it was 27-24, something like that. great job. So that was my first, glimpse at his work. Learned about the ham bone. I think it was the ham bone at that point. I think I'm correct in saying that. And then, you fast forward when he went to, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I followed Georgia Southern. When I was in Maine, I guess I was hoping, we were hoping to play anybody in the playoff. I'm thrilled to play him, but, we weren't that good. So, when he went to Naval Academy, it was very, very clear, that the kind of coach that he is. And I would counter that and say, if you can win at Naval Academy, there's some real challenges of coaching the service academies. The people that have coached well at service academies can coach. I mean, that's, to me, just what I would say. And that's, look at Air Force, you look at Jim Young going back to the 80s at West Point. Some of the greatest coaching's done there, and some of the greatest kids in the world are playing there. But, they have their challenges. So, what he did there, I thought was a brilliant hire, Georgia Tech. You had an excellent football coach at Georgia Tech, by the way. Chan Gailey is one of the great coaches in football. But, what a phenomenal job. He's won, they won 20 games in 2 years. So that says it all right there. That's amazing when a new staff can come in, put a new system in, and, you have the kind of success that you've had. That's absolutely phenomenal.